Welcome everyone, I'm Jordan Sharp. The NBA Draft Lottery is finally complete, and now we know who will own the #1 overall pick in the NBA Draft this upcoming June, and it is the team that had the best odds to win it, the Minnesota Timberwolves. Now that has not happened in more than 10 years. The team with the best odds to win the Draft Lottery has won it, so Minnesota really bucking the recent trends here between the NBA Draft Lottery teams, and it was really an exciting draft lottery, especially because there were several winners and losers, but right now, with the draft lottery as a whole, Minnesota extremely lucky to end up with the #1 overall pick. It looks like they could select Jahlil Okafor or Karl Anthony Towns, one of the two prized big men at the top half of this draft, but they're not the only winner in this draft. Outside of getting a little bit more help from Andrew Wiggins, another team that I think really won the draft is obviously the Los Angeles Lakers, who end up #2 overall after having the 5th or 4th best odds to win the lottery, jumping all the way up to second, usurping the Knicks, which we'll get into in just a little bit here. The Lakers absolutely needed this to help their free agent pitches here come this summer. Being able to draft one of those two big men, or potentially even one of the two prized point guards at the top of the draft, like D'Angelo Russell, any of those situations could really benefit, I think, the Lakers. They have their they should have plenty of money to spend here this offseason. Get Julius Randle a little bit of help as well, a young guy coming off of an injury who was really looking good last season until he went down with the injury. So I think the Lakers are definitely another team that won this draft here. And finally, I think one of the final teams that won is the Miami Heat, because much like the Lakers, who jumped up a spot, the Heat get to keep their pick, as they're going to be picking 10th overall in this draft, barely edging out the Indiana Pacers, which would have lost their pick to the Philadelphia 76ers. So with the Sixers picking 3rd, even though they definitely did not lose this draft, I think they could still be considered one of the losers in this draft, because they could have walked away with 3 picks and they only ended up 1. Sam Hinkie probably not too happy about that, considering he was probably hopeful that either the Miami Heat pick or the Los Angeles Lakers pick would fall out of the top 10 or top 5 respectively, and he was able to he would be able to grab that pick. That did not happen. So some of those trades that Sam Hinkie made are going to look a lot differently now that they have not matured into a draft pick this year, especially because this year's talent pool very, very deep, and I think the Sixers could have very much used another player or two coming out of this draft for their radical tanking strategy to look any better. Another team that obviously really lost this draft lottery is the New York Knicks. Somebody put it on Twitter, and I can't remember right now who it was, but it was hilarious because they said that even though the Knicks were not playing last night, they still lost. They came in with the second best chances of getting the #1 overall pick, ended up with the 4th overall selection, and will likely miss out on both of the prized big men in this draft, which is really killer for a team that really needs a bit of everything in this draft. But 4th is not necessarily the end-all be-all here for the New York Knicks. They could easily still snag one of the best point guards available in this draft. Could also maybe jump up a little bit and get Justice Winslow, maybe reach just a little bit on that young man, a freshman out of Duke who had an outstanding season, thrives in transition, but will he be a good pick for the triangle? Not sure. So probably the Knicks are going to go after a point guard or a big man if they can get their hands on one, but don't be surprised if they go a little bit off the board with this pick as well. But that'll do it for your NBA Draft Lottery preview. Make sure you check out my NBA picks of the day as well today, as well as some prop betting picks from Bovada that I have coming out later. But until then, I'm Jordan Sharp, and this has been another edition of the Sharp Pick.